What's going guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, let's talk about Fate Core ReedMarie because he's going to receive her core reverse upgrade, and yes, he is ready to step up her game, and let's see by how much. Well, we are going to discuss in this video today. I'm going to give you guys my own personal insights, and rest is really up to you. Well, there is a new post in the Facebook page of Exos Heroes which says Navy Admiral ReedMarie skill change notice, which says right over here that the core reverse upgrade is going to be applied to the Navy Admiral ReedMarie. Well, her artwork is still the same, but still she is definitely damn hot, isn't she? I think she is definitely wifey of so many players out there. Skill changes now. Let's talk the main shit right over here, guys. Pirate's Pride. It says effect has been added to the passive skill effect. Let's see what Pirate's Pride really is. Okay. First of all, let's look into her current passive skill effect right over here. Passive effect afflicts target with a focus fire mark and blah blah blah, which I think is one of the most underperforming type of effect right out there. And the next is going to be the Dragon Knight Blessing, with which she will have easier time in dealing some additional damage to the dragon in the Holy Dragon Grounds, and possibly scoring very high points so that you can claim those 600 plus Relic of Dragon Dynasty, which is always sweet, isn't it? Right? And on top of that one, also being able to reduce the damage incoming from the dragon by a certain extent is quite helpful for the sustenance of your team as well. But that's said and done, let's look into the new passive skill effect that is known as Pirate's Pride. It says grant self with Pirate's Pride mark, which allows protection from death one time. Does it sound familiar? Yes, similar to like triangle effect from the battery, right? But this thing right over here is kind of selfish. She is only going to provide it to herself. And well, she is definitely not going to be depending on the battery to get that protection from death. Okay, so that's really cool out there. And on top of that one, if she has that protection from death, she has this new effect right over here, which says that like she is going to grant herself skill damage immunity when marked with protection from death. Like, whew, what is that? Oh man, that is so unique. Think about it. Active skill number 1 and active skill number 2 is going to deal no damage to her whatsoever. She is only going to take damage from the first active skill, and as you know, in the Japanese tenure, most of the times the opponents really do not go with the basic auto attacks unless they are out of mana. Okay, and usually that is not going to really happen. So that's said and done. She's definitely going to survive a lot in the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, she is really a good candidate indeed. Think about it, man. Think about it. She will not be sniped really that easily whatsoever. And with this thing out there, she definitely is quite viable even for the round 2 as well. Whereas in the current situation, usually, you know, like the battles are pretty much wrapped up in the first round, right? So that's out there, guys. That's out there. She's definitely out there to stand against the opponents, as long as the opponents are using the first active skill or the second active skill. Think about it, man. She's pretty much immortal with that. Unless the opponents are using the basic attacks. Required mana and damage of ultimatum has changed as well. Let's look into our first active skill, known as the ultimatum. Right over here, guys, it used to cost her 3 mana before, and now it's only going to cost her 2 mana, which I think is pretty viable because she has really high attack speed, and that is about 112 points. So if a unit is really fast, they really need to have that kind of skill that would be quite easy to channel to cast on the opponents with low mana cost. And now with this low mana cost, it's pretty viable for her to actually able to deal some really good damage to the opponents right out there. Well, that damage is not really that great right over here, but with the signature force, well, the single target, she's definitely going to deal some really good damage, guys. Well, the signature force is the current meta, isn't it? Right over here it says single target deals 187% damage to one single target instead of 262% damage because of the reduction in the mana right over there. Overtime effect afflicts the target with frostbite, dealing 115% damage every turn for 2 turns. Alright, there we go, guys. That's it and done. Now let's move into the second active skill, which says it's named as Total Bombardment. Now it's going to cost 5 mana instead of 1 mana, which in normal case it would be like, what, man, why? And it doesn't even have a burst effect. Like, okay, but still it's pretty good considering the signature force, because with signature force being around, if you can consume more mana at a time, you will be dealing more damage to the opponents. All right, so there we go, guys. because with 1 mana she will not be able to deal that high impressive damage to the opponents, but with 5 mana, with those extra mana burn or extra mana cost, she's going to spam some amazing amount of damage to the opponents, and that's really good, guys. So right over here in the detail it says deals 124% piercing damage to all enemies. That's really cool. Overtime effect is also over there. Afflicts target with frostbite, dealing 43% damage every turn for 4 turns. Well, normally these skill sets are not really that good. If you are going to kick out that signature force out of the window, then well, these skills in previous meta was like totally useless. But now with the signature force in the equation, oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, she's definitely going to be a quite viable unit indeed. Think about it. If she is out there with Fate Core Annie and the Raquel, definitely she is going to get that first turn, and with that she is going to receive that plus 5 mana. Okay, right over there. And with that mana, she's definitely going to be able to use a second active skill to deal some heavy damage to the opponents. Yes, there are some kind of disputes out there that she is a frost element hero, right? So obviously her basic damage is definitely not going to be kind of like doing any kind of damage to the opponents, but thanks to the signature force, she actually falls under the leadership of Shofraken. That means she is going to deal dark element type of signature force to the opponents. So there's also a really good situation or condition right out there that she is definitely going to deal a very heavy damage to the opponents out there, because signature force is the one that is actually dominating the current battles. So if she is actually going to deal that signature force damage without any problem at all, then that means, I mean, like, she is pretty safe, isn't she? I mean, like, on top of that one, she is also going to dispel all those summer blessings, so that later on your Fate Core Battery, if possible, if she's in the team, she's definitely going to deal some heavy damage to the opponent. And obviously if there is a Shofraken in your team, definitely you will have that Fate Core Valentina as well, who is definitely going to deal some really good damage to them later on as well. So considering that fact, she can be really good at dealing signature force damage to the opponents right off the bat, and the next things to dispel away those summer blessing effect as well, so that later on your remaining frost element hero like Fate Core Battery or Fate Core Valentina will have great time in dealing damage to the opponents. So that is that, guys. But if she is not capable of using her second active skill in her first round, definitely she is going to be able to use it in her second round, isn't it? Right? Well, looking into all these kind of effects, definitely it's quite cool. I mean, like, she is definitely going to survive till the second round, especially if you are going to fight against the AI in the Zennosh PvP battles, or let's say in the Air Squadron battles, right? In that case, this Pirate Sprite is definitely going to be a really great help to her, you know, like almost guaranteeing her that really good protection from the damage against the opponents, like from the opponents. Okay, and that's really cool, guys. Look at that, granting skill damage immunity whatsoever. Oh man, she is like, she's nearly immortal, guys. I would say she's nearly immortal if you are going to face against the AI opponents. Oh man, that is really great. Well, in this notice, well, her exclusive Fate Core weapon is not given. There's no information on her exclusive Fate Core weapon, and I think it's really good that way. Who is going to spend money? Who is going to spend cess in that Fate Core weapons? Whatever that is. Okay, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, there are so many players out there who says that, like, yes, Fate Core ReedMarie is really good, but the currently existing hero units are still quite better than compared to Fate Core ReedMarie. Well, in the Shofraken team, you would actually want to put Fate Core Iris, Fate Core Annie, Fate Core Brooke, and Fate Core Valentina. So it's already packed out there. So can you really replace any one of those 4 hero units with Fate Core ReedMarie? Now it's really up to you. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Can she really replace any one of those hero units out there? Fate Core Iris, Fate Core Annie, Fate Core Brooke, and Fate Core Valentina from the team of Shofraken. I mean, like, Shofraken himself will be there as well, right? Because he is the general with that signature force, the dark signature force, right? So definitely he needs to be in that team. The rest of the 4 units, can Fate Core ReedMarie really replace any one of them? What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section below. I would really love to know about your feedbacks and your views, your insights regarding this hero unit right over here. What do you guys think? If she is really broken or OP or whatever that is? Okay, that's that, guys. Anyways, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. See you guys in the next video.